welcome to the Knit and Grace podcast. Let's talk about 15 free patterns to knit this fall. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer. If you are new here, my name is Mia and I am the maker behind Knit and Grace. And on this little corner of the internet, I like to get up to all things fiber arts related. So primarily knitting, but I do quite a bit of sewing as well and a little bit of crochet from time to time. I put out episodes in the traditional project recap style, as well as making journals and fiber travel vlogs and anything that I might be getting up to. But primarily, I am passionate about making clothing that fits you no matter what size you might be. So if that sounds like something that might be interesting to you, grab a cup of something cozy, click that subscribe button, and we'll get into today's episode. Today I will be sharing 15 free knitting patterns that you might want to look at knitting this fall. So as knitters, we all know that this can be quite an expensive hobby, and sometimes it's nice to be able to cut costs where you can when picking up a free pattern. Picking up free patterns is also a nice way to try out a new to you designer so that you can understand their writing style, how their patterns are laid out, and also if maybe their grading fits your body in terms of their size range. So I've pulled a few patterns that are going to help you be able to transition from summer to fall this year that all happen to be free and all fall into 3 specific categories. We're going to speed through the patterns today since there are quite a few to go through, but I have created a Ravelry project bundle for you all, which I'll link in the description down below so that you can review all of the patterns in greater detail on your own and see if maybe you might want to get up to knitting one of them. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So the first category that I have to share with you all are pullovers. And if I haven't already mentioned, I have 5 patterns that fit each of these 3 categories for a total of 15. And the first pattern that I want to share with you all is the Spring Sweater by Kate Gagnon Osborne, who is one half of Kelborn Woolens. So this is a classic pullover that is knit in pieces bottom up, so there is seaming. However, it features this lovely, very light texture that I think would be perfect for a fall sweater. It is knit up in DK weight yarn on US 4 or 3.5 millimeter needles, and it is available in 8 different sizes. The next pullover that I have to share with you all is the Laura pullover, which is released by the Lamb and Kid. And this is a traditional top-down raglan pattern that's worked in the round in one piece. It features a mock neck and 3/4 length sleeves that I think would be perfect for this transitional weather. The pattern is knit up in worsted weight yarn. They specifically hold 2 yarns together, however, a worsted weight gauge, which is 18 stitches to 4 inches, and they are using a US 7 or 4.5 millimeter needle, and it is available in 9 different sizes. The next pattern is the Metropolis by Tanis Lavalley, and this is another traditional raglan top-down in one-piece sweater. But the reason why I wanted to feature this one is because this one is knit up in bulky weight yarn. So this will be perfect for the transition from a late fall into early winter. It also features this really dramatic cowl neck turtleneck and has really deep ribbing along the sleeves and the body hem that I think is pretty stunning. The yarn that's used again is a bulky weight on US 10 or 6mm needles, and it is available in 11 sizes. The next pattern is another pattern from Kelborn Woolens. However, it is by Courtney Kelly, who is the other half of Kelborn Woolens, and it is the fall sweater. And so this sweater features a funky color work that really reminds me kind of the 60s and 70s, and it is actually knit in one piece. So it is knit bottom up in one piece. You set steek stitches for your armholes, and then you pick up the sleeves and knit them in the round on the way down and knit up your neckband. I think that this is a perfect way to try a new skill if you haven't tried steeking before, especially when it comes to using a free pattern. The pattern is knit up in a sport weight yarn on US 5 or 3.75mm needles, so not too small needles when it comes to ferrule knitting, which I think is really nice, and it is available in 6 sizes. And we can't talk about fall knitting without talking about cables. So this last pattern that I have to share with you all in the pullover section is called the Quinn Pullover by Caitlin Bartold. And yeah, it is a traditional cabled sweater. It is more of a modern take on that classic Aran sweater that you might see, and it's just really stunning. It is worked in the from the bottom up, but it is worked in the round, so no seaming. It is worked in one piece, and it uses an Aran weight yarn, gauge of 15 stitches to 4 inches on US 9 or 5.5mm needles, and it is available in 9 different sizes. So the next category that I want to go over today are cardigans, because of course in the fall we need to layer. It might start out cooler, get warmer, and then end cooler. The weather changes dramatically throughout the day, and so you need something to layer up with. So the first cardigan that I have to share with you all is the Step by Step cardigan by Florence Miller. And this is a pattern that is your traditional top-down seamless raglan cardigan. It features a V-neck, and technically this is a paid-for pattern. However, there is a discount code that you can apply for 100% discount, since it is a pay-what-you-will pattern. So you are able to pick it up for free. It is knit up in worsted weight yarn on US 9 or 5.5mm needles, and there are 9 sizes available. The next cardigan that I have to feature today is the Linger by Asa Buchta, and I have talked about her here on the podcast a bit. She does design primarily for Barocco, but this is a free pattern that was released through Knitty magazine. If you don't know Knitty, you definitely should. They release quarterly free patterns online. It's all digital, so definitely be sure to check them out. But this is a top-down cardigan that is worked up in half fisherman's rib, so not quite brioche, but it does give you that brioche look and feel. It is knit up in a bulky weight yarn, so using size US 10 or 6mm needles, so it'll fly right off your needles, and it is available in 9 different sizes. The next cardigan that I have to feature is an absolutely stunning one, and it is the Saga cardigan by Wench Rald for Yarbo. So I believe they're only a yarn company, but the yarn company, they do release free patterns. And this is a fully stranded colorwork cardigan, so another fully stranded colorwork pattern. And it is knit from the top down. in one piece. It does have very short slip floats, so you shouldn't need to catch any floats, which would be good if you are a beginner colorwork knitter. And it is knit completely in the round, so there is a steek that is involved for both the front of the cardigan as well as for the sleeves. And the pattern, once again, is knit in sport weight and on US 6 or 4mm needles. So again, color work on bigger needles, it should fly right off, and you get to knit in the round and then steek it after, which is really exciting. And it is available in 9 different sizes. So you might be noticing a theme with some of the patterns that I'm featuring, but the next one is the winter sweater by Kate Gagnon Osborne of Kelborn Woolens again. And the reason why I'm featuring their patterns is actually they released 4 sweater patterns completely free, so 1 per quarter recently, and so these happen to be 3 of those sweater patterns. And yeah, so what to say about this pattern? This is a classic cabled cardigan because we all need a cabled cardigan in our lives, right? Am I right? And it is knit in pieces bottom up. So it is another seamed cardigan. Kelborn Woolen girls love their seamed cardigans, but if you have followed me for a while, you know that I'm not a stranger to seaming some cardigans, or some patterns, I should say. It really does help with the longevity of the item. But this knit is knit up in a bulkier weight yarn at 14 stitches to 4 inches using size US 9 or 5.5mm needles, and it is available in 8 sizes. And having recently fallen in love with the contiguous method of knitting top down sweaters that seem like they're seamed, but they're not, I am including the ARG cardigan, and this is by Marie Blom, again for Yarbo. And this is a classic, just really classically shaped cardigan. It is in a smaller gauge, but you can see that it looks like it is a seamed cardigan. However, it is not. It features a contiguous method where you are increasing for the shoulders. You ultimately put those sleeve stitches on hold, and then you can continue for the body until you pick up your sleeve stitches again. And so this cardigan is knit up in a sport weight and using US 4 or 3.5mm needles, and it is available in 8 sizes. So the last category that we have to share or that I have to share with you all today are vests or slipovers. So anything that is a layering piece without sleeves. And I have really become a huge fan of vests and slipovers over the last few years in terms when it comes to layering. I think it really prolongs a lot of my summer garments where I can layer a slipover over a dress. And to that end, actually, the pattern that inspired this entire video is the Belmond, which is by Mel Kennelly for Barocco. So this is a free pattern from the Barocco website, and it is just this stunning slipover. It features this mock neck. It has really deep side vents, so it has a split hem, and it is intentionally made that way so that you can wear it with your skirts and your dresses as you transition from summer to fall. And it is knit up in a DK weight using US 6 or 4mm needles, and it is available in 10 different sizes. The next vest that I have to feature is the turtleneck vest by Yarnspirations, and this is another split hem vest. However, it is a little bit of a longer body. It also features this very large cowl turtleneck at the top with some really distinct ribbing all the way down the sides of the vest. It is knit up in an Aran weight, 17 stitches to 4 inches using US 9 or 5.5mm needles, and it is available in 6 different sizes. And we have another split hem vest for you all. The next one is the Edgar Slipover by Joanna Garish. And this slipover features a V-neck, but it does feature some very stunning ribbing down the sides as well as that split hem. This one is a little bit more of an oversized fit though. And this is a pattern that can be purchased if you want to purchase the PDF. However, you can obtain the pattern for free through the Hobie website. And this is the perfect example of maybe wanting to knit up a pattern by a designer that you have been eyeing because Joanna's designs are absolutely stunning, and maybe wanting to try out one of their free patterns first before you give a go at buying one of their actual patterns. So this particular pattern is knit up in worsted weight on US 10 or 6mm needles, and it is available in 9 different sizes. And so the last two vests that I actually have to feature are both for or designed for Purl Soho, I should say. The first one is the Ribline vest by Adam Aronowitz. Sorry about that. And yeah, this is a beautiful vest that I think can be layered both under and over items very easily. It actually reminds me a bit of the tank that I am wearing today, which is the reason why I wore it, in that it can very easily be worn under a blazer or a cardigan so that you can wear it under things if you get a little cool, if you want to look smart, but you can also, of course, wear it over anything or wear it on its own depending on the yarn that you choose. And for this particular vest, it is knit up in an Aran weight using US 7 or 4.5mm needles, and it is available in 9 sizes. And I think that it would be absolutely stunning addition to your fall wardrobe. And so, as I mentioned, the last vest pattern that I have to share with you all is also for Purl Soho, and this is the Airmail vest by Aimee Berkembayeva. Hopefully I didn't butcher that name too badly. But this is another super fun vest, and what really appealed to me about this one is actually the side details. It features this crossover side details that detail that is kind of reminiscent of an airmail envelope, which is where I'm assuming that the name for the vest came from. It is knit up in sport weight on US 3 or 3.25mm needles, and it is available in 10 different sizes. So those are all the patterns that I have to share with you all today. As a reminder, be sure to check out the Ravelry project bundle for more information on each of the patterns and for an easy way to find them. Because a lot of these patterns are free, they are hosted on third-party websites or on like yarn company websites. So wherever possible, I will link those links in the description down below for anyone who is not able to use Ravelry so that you can still access these patterns. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know if any of these patterns strike your fancy, if you think that you might be knitting any of them up this fall. Also, just let me know what you're working on while you're watching today's episode. If you did enjoy today's episode, please be sure to do all the podcasty things, like, subscribe, and click that bell icon so you're notified every single time I post a video. And yeah, I guess I will leave you there. Until the next one, be sure to take care of yourselves, your loved ones, and each other. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.